Sterling, tell me how much of this has to do with valuation. A lot of the names that you are upgrading here, I'm looking at three in particular, CrowdStrike, Avalara, SS&C, been under some pressure. You made a call on Zoom a while back, which was very high multiple. It's come back to earth. What are you seeing happening overall?
Yeah, this has a lot to do with valuation. So we're actually sitting at levels that are 2 standard deviations to the right of the mean in terms of valuation over the last 20 years. And one of the things that we did in our 22 outlook is really analyze software valuations as it relates to interest rates and sensitivities. And since January of 2019, we see a much stronger correlation. So you're right. So we downgraded a couple of high flyers, very premium multiple stocks like Datadog and Cloudflare. We think they're well positioned fundamentally, but we think it's just one of these situations where the valuation is probably out of sync with the reality of what might happen from a macro perspective over the next 12 months.
Sterling, I've been paying a lot more attention to stocks like Avalara in particular lately. Just that blocking and tackling enterprise software, dealing with tax, dealing with tariffs, things like that. Is this the season, you think, where that kind of a stock that isn't going to get your consumer or multi-user type of brand attention, where that stock might shine?
Yeah, and there's 2 tailwinds that you have for it. If you look at its compliance, it's sales tax compliance, which benefited from the Supreme Court ruling with Wayfair, but it's cross-border, it's e-commerce, it's a number of trends that are kind of moving in its favor. A lot of companies, both big and small, are in a tough position to be able to automate a lot of these processes. And Avalara is the type of company that actually benefits from it. And you're right, when you think about going through the holiday season, it's less about the per user and a little bit more about the transactional nature. And this is a company that can benefit.
Hey, just a quick question on the just continued digital transformation that we see, and in particular with regard, I always think about Mark Andreessen's comment, software has already eaten the world, and now we see the shortage of software developers. What are your thoughts around just developer tools and ops to be able to make the process of software development more efficient, to be able to offset this low supply that we have of software developers? Is that an area that's on your radar and one that you're bullish on long term?
Yeah, long term, absolutely. So that digital transformation, automating different processes within businesses, this is the productivity improvement that is driving so many industries, and even getting to industries like construction that have not technologically been advanced are finally seeing the benefits of companies like Procore that brings software applications for project management, et cetera. But specific to what you're asking on the developer side, moving towards broader suites of platform productivity with companies like GitLab. Even though we downgraded Datadog on evaluation, it's still going to be a company that benefits for years to come, as you need to observe and catch when your software applications are running slower to react more quickly, because it can cost companies millions of dollars for every hour that performance is under pressure.